Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today, these 3 trades that I will be taking that I'm about to share with you, as well as a whole bunch more. We've got the FOMC meeting, rate cut decision, and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. And if you're new, smash that subscribe button and you'll get my daily updates. So let's take a quick look before we jump into the trades of some of the news that is coming out today. Of course, we have the FOMC decision coming at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the White House will release its first crypto policy report to the public as well. However, as you can see here, this infographic here, actually the rate change decision is actually going to happen at 2 p.m. and he'll speak at 2:30 there. And there is a market is expecting a 97.9% probability of no rate cut. So basically saying that most certainly no rate change will happen, or there is a small chance, but unlikely, of course. However, there is a optimism that power will actually sound dovish, and although there may not be a rate cut, there could be forward guidance of possible or probable rate cuts coming up in September and further forward. And so that is something to keep an eye on. But of course, also, if he is very hawkish, that could spell where we do see this infographic play out here, where so often we have seen whenever he talks, there seems to be a bit of a dump going on. So there we go. So let's just keep an eye out for that. Of course, the rate hike decision, and then he will talk afterwards there. Will he be dovish, and will there be a rate cut? We could get a shock rate cut, of course, which I think would cause the markets to jump. All right, so based off that, let's have a quick look. The 3 stocks that I have chosen for today's 3 trades that I am taking all have earnings today, okay? All have earnings today. So there is risk associated. I will give some stop losses with these levels. The first one is going to be Facebook, aka Meta, or I should say Meta, aka Facebook. And what we see here is the place where I'm looking for entries here is at the 9 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, currently at $41.60. What I want to see is a break above that level and a hold above that level now in the pre-market, however. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when the market opens. And of course, the Meta earnings are scheduled for after the market. And so it could be a long day there for holding that. But just keep an eye on that level. Of course, if we see a nice break, and of course, if we see a break above the 20 EMA on the 1 hour, that could also be a secondary entry there. I would look to put the stop loss here down here at the 50-day moving average, $40.56 for that one. If it starts to go south, that could be your circuit breaker to get out there. You may want to put a stop loss a little higher, of course. You're welcome to do so. I always will recommend, even though the recommended stop loss that I give, put the stop loss where is the most amount of money that you're willing to lose on the trade. Ultimately, that should be where your stop loss is. And that might be a different place for different people depending on how much you've got in the trade. Now, of course, I'm trading off FBL, which is the ticker for the 2x long Meta ETF. That means I make 2x the gains if it goes up. But of course, the risk is 2x the losses if it goes down, okay? And that's why the stop losses are important there. And so my target for that one would be around $44. Again, these targets are, I always say as well with targets for taking profit as with stop losses, my suggestion would be put your profit where is what you might like to make on that trade. I always say, bears can win, bulls can win, but pigs always seem to get slaughtered. And so put your profit target at the place that I recommend is obviously where you feel you would like to take profit, how much you'd like to be on profit. And that may not be up at $44. So there's a couple of entries there, one here on the 9 EMA, on the 1 hour, or of course on if it breaks above the 20 there. And I like it on the hour. However, if you can't wait for an hour to monitor the trade, you can always switch to the 5-minute or the 15-minute time frame to wait for a break and a hold above that level there. At the moment, that's where we're at the moment, and there is no trade there at the moment. We'd need to see a break above this $41.62 level. The second one is Robinhood. Now, I don't believe there has been a scheduled time of day when the earnings will come, so I believe that will come at any time. And at the moment, there's a couple of places here for entry. One is a break above the 9 EMA on the 1 hour, a break and hold, or of course above any of these three levels that are just above here. The take profit target is going to be $66 up here. However, again, the take profit target should always be the amount that you're wanting to make on the trade. And then looking for the stop loss is going to be at the $61.26, but this could move because this is the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. Make sure you've got those in your charts. Now, a second possible entry for Robinhood, it's above it already, is the 9 EMA on the daily, which is at $62.14. So it's up at $62.55. So it's already above that level. And so if that level was to hold, it could be an entry there as well if it comes back to retest and hold that level for Robinhood. So that's the second trade that I'm giving. And the third one that also have earnings today is ARM. And there is a nice move underway. We have a breakout here, and a technical target, of course, is all up here at around $19. There is a bigger technical target, of course, to the upside here. There's a few levels that we can play if this plays out there, $19, $21, and then even as high as 29. So just remember that there. I'm going to leave these drawings here and we can circle back to that at some point in the future. So a couple of places to take this trade is obviously pretty much right about where we are right now at about 15.60, 65, 15.75 there. We are at $15.90 there. And so of course, so that could be the entry. And then the stop loss would be at the 9 EMA on the daily, which is $15.11 on that one there. And again, I'll say it, I want to repeat here again, your stop loss should always be, number one, the maximum amount you're willing to lose on the trade. And if you need to put that stop loss higher or want to put it lower, you certainly can. And so those are the targets to the upside there would be around that $19 level. And you can see also here, there is a second level that you may want to get in there. The 9 looks to be crossing the 20 at the moment at $15.81. And again, you could set a tighter stop loss here on the 50 EMA, on the 1 hour time frame at $15.61, and there's also at $15.24. And of course, we had that other one at $15.11 there. So there's a few options there for you, and want to make sure you have stop losses or a take profit strategy in play. But that's the technical targets for 3 trades to the upside there. One being Meta, the other one being Robin, which is, of course, Robinhood, Meta being Facebook or FBL, which is the ETF, and then ARM, which is actually ARMG. That's the 2X ETF. But I do like trading these ETFs. We saw what happened with yesterday with SOFX. Took that trade in the Tribal Trades Discord. That jumped very high, all the way up to $36, but has since retraced heavily. They had some bearish news that came out, but it didn't change the fact of a brilliant trade to the upside that those that took it from the Tribal Trades Discord, that was a trade that was given. And this is the importance of having stop loss and take profit levels, because the last thing you want to do is have this run up and then wake up today or have a look at it later on in the evening and realize that now a trade that you got in that was, you were an incredible profit, is now in loss. if it is below your entry point. And that's where I had a take profit level set so that when it jumped up, it took profit and closed that trade out. That was the SOFX trade, which is, of course, the 2X ETF of SoFi there. Absolutely fantastic. And so, of course, if you do want to get into the Tribal Trades Discord, I do have, of course, the Tribal Trades indicator. Look at this wonderful bullish reversal signal that it gave all the way back here at $10. Absolutely incredible. That was the entry, and it was on a Fibonacci as well. And you can see once it broke through, and these are the levels I love getting in. We're down at these levels here where we're oversold, and we get the Tribal Trades indicator, gives you that early entry. Then you can also get in at the 9, or when the 9 crosses the 20. There are kind of 3 opportunities, 3 bites of the cherry. But look, once it does get above the 9 EMA on the daily has been the guiding support there. And now that, of course, has been lost. And this is where these stop losses are absolutely crucial to make sure that these gains are locked in. And the Tribal Trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all, gives you those early entries, okay? And of course, let's take a look at the Tribal Trades Discord here. And we had some great profits made on the OKLL trade, which I gave. Also, Nikola Tesla is always crushing it in there. But these were the stock plays that were given yesterday here. So FX trade. Here we go. Got in at 26 there. Absolutely incredibly great trade there for those that took the trade. If you go actually back to that trade, $26, that's where we got in here on a beautiful retest of that incredible move to the upside in profit there, and that worked out incredibly well. So those are the 3 trades, or I'm taking more trades. Of course, there are a couple more that are in the Discord that are exclusive to the Discord, but these are 3 of the trades that I shared with the Discord earlier this morning that I'm now sharing with the Tribal Trades YouTube community there. Make sure that you have your stop losses set. Be prepared for volatility. We have crypto announcements. We have the FOMC meeting. We have the rate cut decision. We have earnings. And look, as I always say, you've got to be in it to win it. You've got to risk it for the biscuit, because scared money doesn't make money. But above all else, remember that these trades and this analysis is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Because this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. So be careful out there. Set your stop losses. Make sure that you have also your take profit targets set as well, in case it jumps up and jumps back down like SoFi did yesterday, of course. And until I see you in the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.